Hello, everybody. Welcome to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac the Blue Love Holy Jeans Anderson.
I am Tyler. I can't come up with something better than that. You did on that one.
Okay, well, you're Tyler Keene, at least. You're Tyler Drug King, like you always are.
Yeah, but I'm always that.
Okay, anyway, guys, this is a movie show where we talk about movie news.
Movie reviews.
And everything in between. Thank you guys so much for stopping by on the Stream-a-Deem. Sounds weird. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and watching our show. We really do appreciate it. Let us know you're watching in the comments if you are. But anyway, without any further ado, let's talk about some movie news. And first up, we're talking about the El Chicano trailer,
Yep,
I think.
El Chicano.
El Chicano? I'm sorry.
I'm
ignorant.
It's pretty much it's Juan Wick.
Juan Wick?
Yeah, it's pretty much Juan Wick.
Oh, aren't you just the most racist? But I've also heard this is basically like a Hispanic Batman. I've heard, or Punisher. So in case you don't know, the trailer revolves around this young guy basically taking the law into his own hands. He's a police officer in Los Angeles, I believe, and he kind of goes out and starts killing all these cartel guys as a vigilante. And so nothing like we've ever seen.
Would you watch this film, Isaac?
Well, I think I would definitely watch this film.
Yes or no?
Like I said, I would definitely watch this film.
Okay. Well, give me a yes. Is it in English?
Yeah, it's in English. Did you not watch the trailer?
I know, I'll just check it with you.
Well, it definitely, cartel movies are always really interesting to me. Sometimes they're really, really interesting, and sometimes they're really, really bad. Like, there's no real in-between. There's no, like, average cartel movie. They're either, like, really bad and really stereotypical, or they're just, like really, really cool and awesome, like Sicario or something like that.
Is this a planned universe with El Sicario?
Probably not. But yeah, I mean, I'll see it. Partly, the only reason I really want to see this is because George Lopez is in it. I haven't seen him in anything in a very long time. I think the last thing I saw him in of any sort of like relevance was like Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and that was like almost 15 years ago. I mean,
I think he did the voice of a dog for. He was doing.
He did do the voice of the dog for the Chihuahuas movies, right?
Yeah, the Chihuahuas.
Well, I mean, that's just like the cartel. I mean,
and he still got
perfect fit.
He still got his Late Show.
He does? Yeah, that's no way that's still on. We'll have to fact check that later. I don't think that's still on. But as far as the concept's just like an old, kind of tired concept. That's the only thing about this. Like, can we not come up with anything more original than this?
The Zorro with guns.
Well, it's the Punisher. It's Batman, and it feels like so tired and stale of an idea. This feels like a screenplay that was sitting in like an executive's desk for like 8 years.
El Punisher.
El Punisherio.
El Punisher.
Sounds like a bad Mexican dish, but instead it's going to be a bad Mexican movie. But overall, probably not going to be the greatest movie ever. But I imagine it'll be like this. It might be one of the first cartel movies that are just completely average.
It's either not incredible or not bad either.
Yep, like most of my dates. Speaking about dating.
You mean non-existent?
Shut up. Zack Snyder, apparently, not apparently, he totally
said this.
He totally went on a rant about this was big news. He had a 3-day festival about all his best movies, which a festival about Zack Snyder's best movies is about like saying, hey, we're going to have a conference with all the best Jewish gay Republicans that you can find. There's not going to be a whole lot to find.
Yeah.
So there was 3 movies that they did, and he got very upset about, he went on a rant about his Batman v Superman movie and how that was not really what people wanted, and it's what he kind of had in his mind that he really wanted. So, Tyler, you saw this rant, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I read it.
Yeah, I read. I couldn't find the actual video. There's a video of it online, but it's kind of like bad audio and everything. There's a few other good videos, and he talked for a long time about this. But basically, somebody asked him about why does Batman kill people in Batman v Superman? Why did you make that decision? And I believe the quote had something to do with
growing the F up.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of explicit stuff in there, but basically in layman's terms, he says, once you, and this is his exact words, he's like, once you lose your virginity to this movie, you can't just tell me, oh, my superheroes wouldn't do that. He basically just had like this idea about Superman that was basically Watchmen. And he wanted to turn him into Batman, and Batman was like this violent murderer, and it's just like, well, if you think that's like all superheroes are good, you're living in the fantasy world. Everyone's wrong about this movie but me. No one just understands this movie. Everyone sucks.
I'm a misunderstood genius.
It just came off like, and I think it's no secret that I don't really like Zack Snyder's filmmaking. I think he makes things look kind of nice, but I don't like his choices. But I've always said, I'm sure he's a fine fella. He seems passionate about what he does. This makes me really kind of look at him differently as a person. Makes him kind of come off as like this prickly kind of attitude that's like so unpleasant and everything. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Kind of what I expected.
Okay, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's a good amount of comparisons between him and George Lucas. Because after the prequel movies came out, George Lucas was very hurt by the reaction, because obviously not a whole lot of people liked the prequels.
And he defended them.
I mean, he grossly defended them, how everyone was like wrong about these movies and how
I'm
they
a
were really
misunderstood
great.
genius.
Yeah, and it just kind of came off like this really pretentious thing, you know. And Zack Snyder's kind of acting the same way. I mean, obviously he's probably really hurt after he got kind of the boot from the Justice League. He didn't get to make Justice League the way he wanted to in the first place. He also talked about that a lot. All his ideas for the original Justice League. He's like, well, it never got shot because, you know, apparently a vocal minority didn't like Batman v Superman, even though it's like the greatest movie ever, according to Zack Snyder. But it wasn't a vocal minority. It was like everybody, except for like 2 people, and I think we both know one of those guys.
Oh, the fanboys loved it.
The fanboys, the hardcore fanboys. But ending on this, Zack Snyder, this is why we don't like your movies. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, there's a difference between making a mistake and then turn around and tell somebody's wrong, that the mistake was not a mistake.
Yeah.
I know what I was doing.
Well, I mean, like, before we go on, I feel like I should mention that, like, you know.
Oh, the Warner Brothers president?
Yeah, the Warner Brothers president. Like,
this Warner Brothers CEO Sugihara.
Yeah, so I don't know a whole lot about it, and we don't want to dwell on it too much, but basically he got fired.
He was fired, and he was told to leave. He was escorted out of the building. Apparently, he got Weinstein.
And he didn't get Weinstein. He Weinstein other people.
Well, I mean, he got Weinstein Me Too. So I mean, he got
he got the boot, partly because he's been known for making very poor decisions, a la DC movies. And
he was promising actresses big roles in all the WB films for special favors.
And it wasn't Fruit Baskets.
Not Fruit Baskets.
Yeah.
And it wasn't helping him move either.
Well, maybe moving him in a certain way, but that's not dwell on that. That's kind of neither here nor there. So a lot of things happening with Warner Brothers, and looks like they're kind of trying to undo what Zack Snyder did. So Zack Snyder, hope your career goes pretty well, but man, you make me think differently about you, even more so. So
yes, that's true.
Good job, buddy. I don't know what else to say on that. Anyway, speaking about not knowing what else to say, wow, I don't know if those were words.
Are you talking
actually
about the new trailer for Mary Magnum?
Mary what?
I'm sorry, that's what I think of. Mary Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene. Mary Magnum.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
I got her mixed up with the girl from
These are like
from the Maxim magazine.
Sure. Let's say whatever website you saw this trailer on, you might need to reevaluate.
I think I saw the wrong trailer.
I think you did see the wrong trailer.
Yeah.
And trust me, you would know. But I mean, Mary Magdalene was probably not far off from what you just, probably what you saw in that trailer. In case you don't know, Mary Magdalene was a movie that stars Rooney Mara and Joaquin Phoenix.
And I heard it's really old. Movie years, it's an old film.
Well, this movie was shot like 2 years ago. I think we talked about this movie around the same time we started doing the show. They filmed it, and keep it in the same world as Harvey Weinstein. This is a Harvey Weinstein film. It's produced by Harvey Weinstein, and the movie got shot, and the stuff came out about Harvey Weinstein, and it was never released. Although people already saw it at these festivals and everything, but they couldn't find distribution for it. So now they finally found distribution for it. But it's just like, it's so late in the game that like nobody really cares anymore. I think IFC picked it up, and it just, I don't know how I feel about this, and a lot of people are trying to say it's like this kind of this female empowerment, like feminism thing. And in case you're not familiar with the character of Mary Magdalene is, a biblical figure that was, she was a lady of the night, and she was one of Jesus' most prominent followers.
She was a vigilante.
She was not a vigilante.
Oh,
Oh my goodness! I watched that. She's the lady of the night. I like that way better. That's great. Good job.
You'd be a lady of the evening.
Lady of the evening.
That's what it is. Lady of the evening.
She was a prostitute.
Yeah.
Feel like a tart, if you will.
She was a thought.
A tart.
thought.
Whatever. Well, I thought that I was being clear with Lady of the Night, but anyway, yeah. I don't know how I feel about them kind of pairing up Mary Magdalene and Jesus as like a couple. This is what it looks like from the trailer. If you're familiar with the Bible story, that's not really how that is.
So is this the prequel to the Da Vinci Code?
Basically, it's basically trying to use that, and a lot of people try to say Mary Magdalene was like Jesus' wife and everything like that. And I've seen no proof of that. But I mean, it's a movie. I can get over that. But I don't know. It just feels kind of like weird. You know what I mean? Like it feels. I think you got to have connections in a movie like this. I know you had to have like emotional and relationships and stuff like that in the movies. It just feels like probably not the strongest decision. It just feels wrong. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm probably not going to watch it.
Okay.
My question was Mel Gibson involved? Obviously not.
Obviously not.
No, I'm not going to watch it.
I mean, we haven't had any lawsuits about it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So let's
keep moving.
Let's just keep moving. Now,
Well, this is going to be the last topic, so I mean.
The very last topic is going to be this tragedy, which is Star Wars Episode 9, titled "Who Cares?"
Nope.
We don't know what the title is actually.
Oh, I know. It's called "Who Cares?"
It's called "Who Cares?"
Yeah.
I don't know about that. So apparently they came out with a. Well, they didn't come out. Somebody leaked a poster of the Star Wars Episode 9. And this is it right here on the screen. I'm not sure we can put it on behind. I might have forgot to put it on behind us. But apologize. But yeah, so I found this. It was very hard to find, by the way. If you look today online, you can't find this anymore. It's really like there's like really low quality ones of it. This looks like bad.
It does look like bad.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, I can see the title up under there.
This just says Star Wars.
No, it's right, small print under. It says Star Wars fans come back, please. That's what it says.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. But also, I feel like it should be noted, Andrew Small said that one of the creatures on there looked like an old Corey Haim movie. Yeah, that one. My goodness, what is it called again? Can't remember what it's called. Explorers. That's it. Yeah, they do look very similar. Look at that. They're like a fishy kind of looking creature.
Yeah, what is that?
Maybe it's a callback to that? I don't know.
I don't know. Was Disney even involved in that movie?
I don't think so. It's a little...
Because that's the one with the aliens watching nothing but TV, and everything they knew about Earth was just from what they saw off TV.
Just like human beings now.
Yeah.
But... yeah, this poster looks, I think it's not really the official poster. This was like something they sent around the office. It was like, hey, you guys have a happy spring break. Here's a poster to promote the movie that we're going to go up in. And then someone sent it out to their friend in an email and all hell broke loose,
Yeah,
basically.
that's what happens.
I don't know. But I'm not feeling the trailer. First off, I'm not very excited to see Star Wars Episode 9. And it's very sad to see. I mean, we talked a little bit about The Last Jedi before we went on the air. It just seems kind of like...
do you think it's going to be like Solo where it doesn't make its production money back?
No, I think it'll make its production money back. I just think people are going to probably think, I can already see the Rotten Tomatoes. We'll end on this. The Rotten Tomatoes like, Star Wars Episode 9 may have a few fumbles, but still remains is a new light to a franchise that started to dwindle, or something like that.
Please.
74%.
Please, Disney, don't ban me, please. I guarantee you that's what a lot of the critics are going to say. It was fantastic as they grin through their teeth.
That is like really close to
as they try to hide their frown. They say the movie was fantastic, and they give the old thumbs up.
Well, guys, do you want to give your old thumbs up to what we just said? Anything we just said? Leave a comment at facebook.com/Studio67NCC. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about anything we talk about. And thank you guys so much for watching so far. So we're going to take a really quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about a movie called Us. Stay with us.
Starring Isaac and myself.
When it comes to culinary arts, Nash Community College is here to turn your burning passion for food into a career. Our chefs, with over 70 years of highly qualified industry experience, are here to point you in the right direction, teaching and handing down classical culinary techniques that will improve your skills and help you cut your way into the food industry. Gain invaluable experience, vital to cooking and preparing delicious food, served in a personal and creative environment. To learn more about the Culinary Arts program, visit nashcc.edu.
Hey guys, welcome back to Big Bang Cinema. My name is Isaac the Thoughtmont Anderson.
I am Tyler King. Oh my gosh, you actually went there, man.
Oh yeah, I went there.
THOT bot. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking more like thought. Yeah. What were you thinking, perv?
Oh, that Isaac over there.
Anyway, guys, speaking about things that are going on in our minds, we might talk about a movie that we both saw this week, which is
Jordan Peele's Us.
Jordan Peele's Us. So, Tyler, what is Us about?
Clones.
Yeah, and they attack.
Yeah.
George Lucas, write this down. Except this was infinitely more interesting than Attack of the Clones.
Yes.
So, Tyler, what did you think of Us?
I thought it was. It's not one. To me, it wasn't as good as Get Out, but I thought it was still a well-made film.
Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. We'll talk a little bit more about it. I thought this was a very well done film. I thought this is a very well shot film, very well acted, very well written. We'll talk a little bit more about specifics, why exactly.
It was strange and weird.
Well, I mean, so am I, but I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean a good thing. I just asked the women I've been out with. But Tyler, what's some things you really liked about this movie? What's some standouts?
I thought the cinematography was really good.
Okay.
The lighting was great too. And the big sense of suspense. I like the suspense. It was like what the Purge could have done.
What actually made a good movie?
Yeah, I mean, because the way they set up the whole invasion and the whole the shadows and the whole. I mean, it's just like something's wrong, but they really don't quite throw it to your face yet.
The tension is definitely
tension.
building up in there. Again, like I said, all the stuff is really well done. Jordan Peele is an awesome director. He comes up with really awesome concepts. I feel like, Get Out's a really cool concept. This is a really cool concept.
Yeah, this was a rejected Key and Peele skit.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it was not.
It was.
You're a
absolutely.
liar. But let's talk about the story real quick, because we kind of have some opinions on the story. So the story, basically, the plot is Lupita Nyong'o and her family go off to a beach where she had a traumatic experience as a young girl, and then they get met by all these creepy doppelgangers, and then basically they just have to kind of deal with the fallout of what those doppelgangers do, and eventually you kind of learn a little bit more about where these things come from, and kind of like what they're doing, why they're there, And a big thing with this is, like, logically, when you look at the story, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Not a lick.
Yeah, but it's more allegorical and metaphorical. Because logistically, I guess we're going to get into some vague spoilers here. So,
Spoiler alert.
It's kind of hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it, because I don't want to give too much away if you haven't seen it. So basically, the premise is like all these doppelgangers are living in these underground places, and these scientists a while ago, made these clones to try to control the people above, and they just abandoned them. But everybody on Earth is cloned to a certain extent. Like, it just seems kind of ridiculous.
How do you get the entire population underground?
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense in that regard. And what exactly they doing? What purpose does it have? It's more of a metaphor of class, I think.
Because they're talking about using it to control society.
Yeah, it doesn't. It really, and also how would they know all these characters get together? How would Lupita Nyong'o's husband get together? It's more of a storytelling platform to try to send a message, and also you can kind of get that with Tim Heidecker's family, him and Elizabeth Moss's character. They're a little bit more high class than our protagonist's family, and they have not a great marriage, and their twins are brats and everything.
Yes.
And that was just kind of a metaphor, even though you're successful and great, you might not be really happy. It's just the class doesn't necessarily mean better.
The workplace might be better, but doesn't mean the house is going to be any better.
Yeah, well, the house is definitely better. Their house was nice.
The
but
home life is
the home life. Yeah, the personal
business
stuff.
life might be great, but the home life might be bad.
And something I will say about this, I love the fact that Jordan Peele sets everything up and pays things off. He's really, really, really good at that. As far as the writing goes in this, it's really tight and concise. I really like that. Some of the story elements, as far as logic, doesn't work. I don't think they were meant to. Different things in the beginning of the movie, they kind of established the little ambulance that holds the door open for the little boy, and that he used that to outsmart his clone. And then later on, they get saved by a ambulance. That's the car they drive off in the movie. And just little things like that. The daughter has to drive at the beginning of the movie, and then she gets to drive later in the movie, and everything. Jordan Peele even did that in Get Out. I noticed how everything was in Get Out was super well set up. So he's really good at that, and I think definitely he's going to be doing some bigger and better things. I was really scared this was going to be just a copy of Get Out, like the same concept of race relations and how people try to act a certain way. But it really wasn't that. This one was a lot more subtle than Get Out, and there's one scene near the end, since we're kind of talking about spoilers, where they kind of try to explain it, and I felt like that was kind of that's probably the weakest part of the movie.
Yeah. So to me, I would like it better if they're just sliding in from another world, or they're shadows, or they're mirrored reflections. Because from the Funhouse,
I like the fact I kind of liked it being vague and you don't know what it's about really. I mean,
well, if you keep it vague, you'll end up with like a Bird Box.
Yeah, well, Bird Box was weak on other aspects, but I mean, this one was definitely. I think I said before, you got to be able to sit on this for a little bit and kind of figure out what it's all about, and kind of have to see it again, everything. But I thought it was really cool, really clever. I thought it was really well done. Good job, Jordan Peele. 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, cool. Well, next week, I believe we are going to be reviewing Dumbo, and I think you're probably going to talk a little bit about Shazam, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to see Shazam Tuesday. I got a pre-screening for it.
So we'll let you have a few minutes to talk about Shazam, and we'll talk about Dumbo together. But
Yeah.
guys, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. My name is Isaac the Blue Love Holy Jeans Anderson.
I am Tyler
Keen. Oh, you do a nickname? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I've already done all the possible nicknames for everything I'm wearing.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Do you have any nicknames for Tyler? You can leave them at facebook.com/Studio67NCC. Keep them PG. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. See you next week.
Bye-bye, everybody.